being fully convinced that what he had promised, he was able to perform. Number 3, Abraham was convinced fully of both the ability and the willingness of God. Now remember, when God is promised in His Word, the promise doesn't only talk about God's ability. For example, by His stripes you were healed, 1 Peter 2:24. Now that doesn't only say that God's able to heal you. It in fact says that you were healed. That means God is more than willing to do that. He's already done that. He's provided the cure. He's provided the medicine. He's provided the way out of your situation. He's provided the way out of your hardship that you're going through. So you need to believe. You need to be fully convinced. That's a legal term. You know how a lawyer or an advocate, attorney fully convinces the judge and how he wins the case. That's how Abraham was fully convinced in his mind that God is both able to increase me and He is willing to increase me. Many times we don't doubt in the ability of God. Everybody would say God is able to heal, God is able to deliver, God is able to bless, God is able to prosper. But the next question, is He able to heal you? Is He willing to heal you? Now that is when people get a bit stunned. But here Abraham was fully convinced that what God has promised, He's able to perform. In other words, God is not only able to heal, but He is willing to do it for me. He's able to heal me. He is willing to heal me. He is able to heal you and willing to heal you. He is able and willing to deliver you from financial hardship, the hardship that you face in life, and see you progress, see you get promoted in life. So these are the 3 steps that we see. And the result was verse 22, and therefore it was accounted to him for righteousness. In other words, he was ready to receive what God had for him. And finally, in Genesis 21:1, we say that the Lord visited Sarah, and the Lord gave her a son. Now, not only Abraham, Sarah had the same kind of faith. We go to Hebrews chapter 11. And we read in verse 11, by faith Sarah herself also received strength to conceive seed, and she bore a child when she was past the age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Amen. So she also believed God's promise. Not only that, she judged him faithful. In other words, she knew that God was able and God is willing. So every day, Abraham and Sarah, this couple, always they started declaring, God, you have promised, we'll believe you are able and you are willing. And they looked at the stars of the sky and say, this is how our generation is going to be. The sand of the shore, and say, this is how we're going to increase.